papers discussing this subject. So there is a complete failure of economic intellectualism in India. And as I said, there are two kinds of polarized economics. America withdrawing dollar, Japan printing dollar, printing yen. America is raising interest rates, Japan is working on negative interest rates. For example, in Japan, negative interest rate means that if you have 5,000 rupees you want to deposit with the bank, the next year the bank will give you only 4,900 in return because 100 rupees they will keep to keep your money. This is negative interest. So people are forced to spend, but people are not spending. Because in a family-based society, people don't spend because the government wants them to spend. In America, people spend. It is based on debit cards. Japan runs on credit cards. Japan runs on debit cards. These are culturally different situations. So we have a world monetary order in which one country is printing its currencies and distributing it free. They are investing 5 lakh crores in our high-speed railway at 1.1% interest for the next 50 years because they print the money. On the other hand, you have America withdrawing the dollar, raising the interest rates, and the IMF and the World Bank can't do anything about it. They are a complete failure. They are onlookers today. They are only rushing to the help of countries which are in distress. They have become distress lending institutions. They are no more World Monetary Authority. We must understand that IMF was constituted to find a common currency for the world. It failed in its main objective. Dollar became the main currency. First it was backed by gold. Afterwards it was backed by the necessity to have a common currency to trade between anybody and anybody. So dollar became a necessity, and that necessity became the strength of the dollar. And that country which held the responsibility for the world in whichever measure, in whatever with whatever efficiency, it is withdrawing from its central position. And what is the impact of it for the world and for India? That is a matter in which we need to have an extensive discussions. And over and above that, the money that you talk about is real money. That you are earning money, putting it in stock, putting it in real estate, putting it in gold, putting it in banks. This is real money. But the value of this money is not decided by any real money. The value of this is decided by phony money. The phony money circulation, you will be amazed to know, which brought about the downfall of the world economy in 2005. The phony money, the real money in 2010 was $6 trillion, the printed money. The phony money was $600 trillion. This is money built on money which had no relevance to the real economy. The world GDP today is $90 trillion. The phony money is $900 trillion. This is generated by the financial system, and that will invest in a country and withdraw the money, and this is not real money. But that will decide the fate of the nations. And how are we going to adjust to a system in which there is, and now cryptocurrencies have come. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the idea of cryptocurrency. Even the best experts will not be able to explain. All that I can say, it is like a private currency. There are at least some 900 private currencies which are going on. In Japan itself, there are about 100 private currencies. You can create a private currency and circulate it amongst yourself. But this private currency is based on actual trade. There is a group of people admitted into a club, and they begin actually buying stocks, they begin investing money, they begin trading. This is all going through a supercomputer. And the demand and supply based on actual transactions will decide the price. And this has become a cryptocurrency over which nobody has any control. and there is an attempt to get it regularized in India. A case is going on in court. So the issue is very complex, very difficult, and the geopolitics has never been so complex as it is today. There is nothing like anybody is anybody's friend. Trump is fighting with his own tested friends, European Union, Canada. He is calling Canadian Prime Minister as a liar. So you can understand the instability that has been caused in what are known as the Western Bloc. And China-US relationship, you know what it is. US-Russia are friends in one place and they are fighting in another place. Europe says it will have its own army, and there is NATO, which is American army, and they may have their own army, but they will need NATO also. This kind of complex situation has never been witnessed after the Second World War. In this situation, how we handle our economics?